Hi guys, today let's look at my August notebook lineup. So in the last couple of months, I've been trying out some notebooks that I acquired earlier in the year. I've been looking at some other notebooks to acquire, which you can see in my previous video. I also have been experimenting with some of the supplies and inks and stickers and washies. So today I want to look at all the notebooks and supplies that I'm planning to use in August that I've been enjoying so far and planning to use throughout the month. So let's take a look. So as you can see, I have a lot going on here. This is the stack of notebooks that I've been using throughout June and July. These are notebooks that I just acquired. These are some of the supplies that I just got and been enjoying a lot. This is my pouch where I have most of my supplies, and you can see it in the video I'll post down below what's all inside here. And I have some inks that I use in my fountain pens. So let's look at the notebooks I've been using so far. So in my stack, you might recognize the notebooks that I've been adding as I've gone this year. And let's start from the one that's on the very top. So this is passport-sized traveler's notebook cover. I got this one from a company called September Leather on Amazon, and I love this cover. I've had it for almost a month or over a month now, and I'm totally loving it. So when I got this cover, I knew right away that I didn't want to use just the passport-sized inserts in it, that I wanted to have something that had more pages in it. So what I end up doing is I took a Stalogy A6 and I cut it down to fit in here. In the video I post down below, you can see when I was initially setting it up, and you could see in that video that it was slightly too tall and slightly too wide to fit into this notebook well. So I went into local Staples and I got it cut down by 10 millimeters on the top and 10 millimeters on the side, and the bottom I left as is. And the reason I decided to cut it on the top and rather than on the bottom, in Stalogy you have dates and days of the week and months, I believe, here on the top that I never used, and they were way too small for me to even see my eyes. So I decided to cut it out because I never used that section, and you can see it actually came out really well with just even blank space more or less on the top and the bottom. And so in this notebook I have several inserts. I have the clear pocket one here. I have a wallet which I keep a little bit of cash in. I have the like a credit card holder which I just keep a couple of the paraphernalia here. I have this craft folder where I keep some business cards and credit cards in. And I have this insert. This one is actually a pocket size moleskin insert, and this is just a line insert I keep here for random notes. And my main planner, it's actually more of a journal, is a Stalogy A6 cut down, and I just journal in here and doodle in here some of the, you know, whatever comes to my mind, especially when it comes to this very channel. I wrote like what my favorite channels are and just some thoughts as I progress, and I will have a page through for this one sometime later. To write in it, I got a separate brand new Kokuyo Sport in this beautiful burgundy color, and to ink it up I bought Kokuyo ink in caramel brown. It's just a cartridge insert, and it's really beautiful ink, beautiful pen, matches with this, and it's a fine nib. And on this paper, in this very small graph paper size, I believe it's a 3.5, this fine nib is perfect, and as you can see, the ink is this nice browny coffee color. My next planner, and that's my main daily journal, is Hobonichi A6 Techo, and you can see the video I'll post down below as how I set it up, and also flip through if you want to see. And if you've seen any of the previous videos on it, you will notice that there's been a little change here with August. I have a purple pen here instead of the blue pen that I used to have in here. So the reason I did it is when I started month of August, I decided to go with a purple theme for the journal, where before it used to be more of like the minty blues, and actually would borrow this brown pen and write in brown, but basically it was this kind of beachy blues and browns. And in August I decided, with the new supplies that I will show you later, to go into a purple theme. So when I went into August, I went all purple. And because of that, I decided to switch to a purple ink. Now, I didn't want to put purple ink in my blue Kaweco Sport that I used to use with this one. So I've pulled out my purple palette and I inked it up with a purple ink that I have. And because this one doesn't have a cartridge, I can put whatever ink I want in here. I went ahead and filled it up with the same ink I have in my TWSBI, and it's De Atramentis Aubergine ink, and it's this nice dark purple ink. I don't know if you can see it. I know it comes out really dark, almost black. And back in the day, I got this ink because when I used to go to school, we were allowed to only write in fountain pens, and we used this kind of a dark purple ink. And so when I saw it, I totally got it just for, you know, childhood memory's sake. So this is the ink I use in this pen, and this is also a fine nib pen, and it does so beautifully well on this paper. This was one of the very first fountain pens that I got when I got back into fountain pens, and I ended up not using it for a while because it felt a bit scratchy to me because it's a fine nib. I like smoother pens, but it was because I was using it on really toothy paper. But on this Tomoe River paper, it writes so smoothly and so wonderfully, and that fine nib is perfect to write in these tiny squares. So I'm loving it. I'm really happy that I brought this guy back. So this is my setup, and I use this Hobonichi Techo A6 for daily journaling. So this one, yes, it's also daily journal, but it's more about my thoughts and my ideas and things like that. Versus this one is just like a daily memory keeping. I usually have morning and afternoon entries where I just think through the day, what happened, my feelings and things like that. So this is more like a memory keeping / daily journal for me. And I guess while I'm on this, I'll show you real quick the new supplies I've been using here. So as you can see here, it's all purple. This is actually more purple than this. It's because I also use these two Stabilo pens. This one is 8855 and this one is 8859. So they are kind of like this purple lavender colors. These are the ones I use here, and sometimes I use it up on the top to do the entries just to get lighter, different purple color. And as far as the supplies I use in here, I got these paper stickers. These are basically washi stickers, so they're very, very thin. They come in variety of basically like rainbow colors, and I've been looking for the ones that are on the purple side, like these flowers, like this girl here, and basically keeping them in here, pasting them in here. And then I also got this amazing, it's like a 12 pack of these little boxes, and each box has a different shade of stickers, and like these are all in the purple theme. They're like skies and moons and stuff. The other colors have different themes in them, like ocean or flowers. So I've been really loving it. So I've been kind of pasting one of these into a spread, and then these stickers to basically complement the colors. So the next one is my Hobonichi Weeks. This poor guy unfortunately haven't been getting much love. I kind of also knew that it will happen because I'm not really into narrow tall notebooks. For that reason, for many years I've tried to use Traveler's Notebook in regular size and could never stick to it because it was too narrow for me. But I was really enticed by Hobonichi Weeks. They look beautiful and useful on all the videos that I watched, so I was really tempted to get one, which I did, and I'll post the video about my setup below. I got the cover. It's actually a wallet cover, but it works perfectly, from Kiki K, and it's a zip up and has my favorite colors on it. And in here I have my Hobinichi wicks in this beautiful blue, and to write in it I use the Faber-Castell, and it has the same turquoise ink as I use in my other blue pen, which I will show you in a minute. It's actually this particular cartridge. And again, it's a fine nib and writes beautifully in my Hobonichi wicks. I've been using it for time and money, so I just write my appointments and my expenses to kind of like keep track and keep myself accountable to what I spend. But I haven't been really good lately at writing them in here. I do track them electronically, so I still, you know, track my monies and all that, but I haven't been writing in here as much as I would like. I would like to come back into here, and I will make an effort to write in this particular journal in the month of August. And the newest edition that I actually been using this month is the 5-minute journal. Again, below I'm gonna post a link to the video I made about it. I've been using this journal for many years. It's an excellent tool for mental health, for establishing a morning routine, and I've felt a need to come back to it again, and I've been enjoying it in the month of July and into the August. It's basically broken down in 2 parts where you write your morning entries. In the morning is just a few sentences. It's already pre-filled, very easy. You don't have to wonder about what to journal. It guides you through it. And then at night you write again things that happen throughout the day. It's basically gratitude based, it's affirmation based. It's a very positive mental tool, and I'll recommend it to anyone, honestly. And again, I'll put the link down below for the video that I did about it, of how I use it and basically how this journal works. So now let's look at the newest additions to my lineup, and down below I'm gonna put links to videos for setup of both of these. So basically what I've got here are 2 new sizes to me. This one is B6 and this one is Pocket. So I've been an A5 size girl for the longest time, but I always liked everything small and miniature. And once I got into Hobonichi Techo, I was like, I really love this size. It's so perfect. It's not too big, it's not too small, and it's very encouraging to journal in because you don't feel like you have to write pages and pages and lines of text. Then from then, I was super enticed to go even smaller. And once I've used these for a while, I wanted to experiment with other smaller sizes. So naturally, I decided to go 1 up from Passport, which is pocket size, and then 1 up from A6, which is B6. And so what I decided to do with these is, so let's start with the pocket one. This beautiful cover is by September Leather, same company as make this one. I really love this one because it has a spine. Unfortunately, they don't make a pocket size with the spine, but they do make pocket size TN, which is not that easy to find, especially at the very affordable prices these guys make. And it's a real leather. It's very soft. It's very smooth. I love this product. I really love this one as well. And so same thing as with Passport, I wanted to have a pocket size notebook, but not to use thin insert. I wanted to have a good size insert. And look at different ones. I believe one that's used the most is Moleskine Pocket, but Moleskine Pocket that has enough pages for me is only the yearly one, and we're already halfway through the year, so I'm gonna revisit this in January when the 2023's daily Moleskines come out. But until then, I discovered another notebook of a pocket size that has plenty of pages but doesn't have anything pre-written. You can start it on any day you want, and that's a Zequence. And you will see in the video where I set this one up all about this notebook, but it's perfect. It has a very small graph paper grid, which I love graph paper, so that's perfect for me. It's not dated, it's not pre-filled, so I can use it for whatever I want. It also comes with this magnetic bookmark, and you might recognize it from my previous videos. This is a Kaweco Sport with turquoise ink, which is with this same ink that I used to use in my Hobonichi Techo, but because I switched my Hobonichi Techo to a purple pen, I decided to migrate this one to use with this particular notebook. And I also have an insert here that came with this cover, so I have 2 notebooks in here. This one is a dot grid and this one is graph. And as you can see, it fits perfectly. And actually, funny enough, You know how I mentioned that I end up cutting Stalogy A6 to fit into here? This notebook actually perfectly fits into passport cover. So if you've been thinking to get yourself a passport cover but you don't want to use passport inserts because they're kind of on the small side, get this Zequence Classic 360 because it fits perfectly just like this one right now, but it has rounded corners, so it fits, it matches this cover perfectly. So actually, once I'm done with the Stalogy, I might get another one of these to put into here and use this Zequence notebook with this cover. But until then, this is my setup for the pocket notebook. Again, once I finish this, I'm thinking to try out Moleskine Pocket Daily. We'll see. As you can see, this cover actually is more floppy than this one. This one has more structure because it has internal pockets, but I know some of you love more soft floppy covers, and this one is so nice and smooth, beautiful. So I'm thinking to use this one for just daily affirmations. So I know I have 5-minute journal that I just showed you where I also write affirmations, but it only has like a couple lines. I want to use this one to extend that practice, and just so it's going to be kind of like, I don't want to call it my spiritual because it's not going to be like that, but basically I want to make this my affirmation / manifestation / positivity journal to kind of like double down on positive statements and affirmations for, you know, just for my mental health sake. Quick note, this pen loop didn't come with this notebook. I got this pen loop as part of the kit. That also includes this craft cover and also this plastic one, and it also came with this clip. And I used to use the pen loop with this notebook, but then I just switched to the one that it already has, and it works just fine after it's stretched a little bit because it's natural leather. And I decided to grab that pen loop that I originally thought to use with passport and put it here because this notebook does not have pen loop that comes with it. So it's perfectly works out here. And I used to love putting the pen loop on the side to kind of like tuck the pen into the rubber band, but I've seen a lot of people use their pockets with pens on the top. So I figured, let me try out this configuration and see if I like it. So this is my pocket one. And the last and not least is my newest addition. Super excited about this one. I got it a while ago and again was holding off on using it and opening until I shared it with you. And I'll post the link to video in the description box below. So this one is B6 Slim. I wanted to have a slightly bigger notebook for my notes, slightly bigger than my Techo, because as much as I love my Techo A6, it is on the smaller side. Now I've been thinking to join a course, and when I study I do take a lot of notes, and I wanted to have a dedicated notebook for the course, but I didn't want it to be A5. I wanted it to be something smaller but not as small as A6. So B6 was the perfect go in between. I wanted to be just a notebook with enough pages, and I was really wanted to see if I could find Tomoe River paper notebook. Unfortunately, Hobonichi, which I love, does not have notebook of that size, but I found out about Nanami Cafe Note notebook, which is this one, which has Tomoe River paper. Now it has the new Tomoe River paper, but Tomoe River paper nonetheless. I ended up getting this B6 Slim notebook to use for my studies, and again, I love the fact that it has graph paper in it, which for note taking, I mean, it sets my mind so straight. It just organizes my thoughts. I love graph paper, and this one is perfect, and it also comes with the ink blotting paper, which is amazing. And I wanted to find a cover for it because it's a soft cover, and I really love the Hobonichi style covers, but Hobonichi again doesn't have a cover for B6. And by watching some videos, I realized that Jibun Techo is a B6 sized cover, and it's very similar to how Hobonichi covers are. It's a fabric cover. It actually has pocket in the front, which is awesome. It has pockets in here. It doesn't have bookmarks, but I don't use them that much. I usually put a index card as my bookmark anyway. I decided to also get a pencil board, which is also Jibun Techo pencil board. So this is my little setup. And then for pen, I decided to borrow the pen, the multi-pen, which is a 4-in-1 plus pencil, from my Hobonichi Techo, and put it here because now my Hobonichi has its own purple pen, and this one is perfect for note taking because it has all different colors. It has a pencil if I need to graph anything. If I need to make notes with different colors, it's already all in here, so it's perfect. And this case is really nice. I mean, look, it has all these pockets. I'm really happy with setup. I'm really happy with this beautiful color. Unfortunately, it doesn't have cover on cover, the clear one. Jibun has a clear cover, but it's for notebook itself, and so it's not big enough to fit over this cover. But this cover is not fabric. I believe it's a vegan leather, so hopefully it will be cleanable. Hopefully I'll be able to, if it gets dirty in any way, I'll be able to just wipe it down clean. So this is my notebook. This is last of all of my notebooks that are gonna be used in month of August. So again, 5-minute journal, my Hobonichi weeks, my Nanami Cafe Note plus Jibun cover in B6 Slim, my Hobonichi Techo A6, my pocket Zequence, and my passport cover with A6 cut down Stalogy. So I literally got a notebook from every walk of life, I feel like, except maybe MD, but that's next on the list sometime in the future. And some of the inks that I'm using again are Kokuyo Sport in caramel brown, Faber-Castell in turquoise, and the Atramentis in purple. And some of the new stickers. I'm gonna put links to all of these things down in the description box below. And of course I have my trusty case with all of the supplies. I actually added some new supplies since the last video, so maybe throughout this month I'm gonna give you an updated video of all other things that I've added into it. But for now, that's what I have. This is my lineup for August. I know it's a lot of notebooks, but they all have different purposes, different reasons why I'm using them. So hopefully I'll be able to keep up with all of them, and you'll see some of them or many of them next month. But until then, thank you for being here. If you like this kind of videos, please don't forget to subscribe and like. Leave me in comments your thoughts, which one of the notebooks you like the most, which size is your favorite, and I'll see you in the next video. You take care. Bye.